fighting against circumstance, fighting with what is, the effect out here, something you don't like. If you continually fight against it, resist it, it just perpetually makes the cause that comes from within grow even stronger. We're continuing the reading of James Allen's book, As a Man Thinketh, the greatest book of all time, in my opinion. We're continuing chapter 2, entitled Thought on Circumstance. Oh, Effect of Thought on Circumstances. Effect of Thought on Circumstances. Let's dive in. Carla Elizondo, Inside Talk Show. It is an inside job. Life is an inside job. We are learning to live from the inside out, not the outside in. When we live from the inside out, we dictate how we're going to feel, what we want, where we're going, how we want to feel, how we want life to unfold. And then we go out in the world. We do not open our eyes and see what's in the world, and then that dictates how we're going to live our life. No, that's a victim. The victim to circumstance is taking what is and being battered by it. Being a creator is making, imagining, thinking, creating a vision of what you want, and then going out and doing it. Okay? Creator. So James Allen says, chapter 2, in the light of truth, in the light of this truth, what then is the meaning of fighting against circumstances? It means that a man is continually revolting against an effect without, while all the time he is nourishing and preserving its cause in his heart. So when we are continually revolting, protesting, resisting an effect, something that is here, it's here. It is a number on the scale. It is a number in the bank account. It is a person yelling in our face. It is tension in our household. It is disturbance in the force of our field. It is a really bad relationship at work with a bunch of people. It is discord on the streets. Hello. When we fight and revolt and resist and protest against outside circumstances, which are the effects, these are all effects that we see out here. We continue to nourish the cause because we are so addicted to the effect. We believe it is true. But if we were to peel back and see, well, what's causing this? It's like if you were to see a flood, if you were to see a gushing flood of water, would you just look at the water and try to, you would follow it to the source and put a stop to the source. The source is the problem. The water, the flood is the effect. Cause, effect. We can't focus on the effect. We got to focus on the cause if we want the effect to stop. So we just continue to preserve the cause if we only focus on the effect and we just protest against it. The cause may take the form of a conscious vice or an unconscious weakness, but whatever it is, stubbornly retards the efforts of its possessor and thus calls aloud for remedy. We got to get to that cause of the effect. Men are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. If that ain't true, in the early 1900s, James Allen, it still is, my friend. But it's always been, and this is okay. This is how we learn. This is how we evolve. But once we realize how we're living life is not working, we are not happy, we are not healthy, we are not prosperous, we do not enjoy life, we must go within because it ain't working out here. That's why when we're brought to our knees, we get quiet. Some people just quit, they leave, they go live in the woods. They just can't. They can't even can. So it says we're anxious to improve our circumstances, but we are unwilling to improve ourselves. Is that true? That was true for me. Let me tell you. But I do this. This is what I do. Every day I read, I think, I contemplate. I take time to get quiet. I'm disciplined. I have boundaries. I've created habits. I find people who have what I want: peace, freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, doing what they love. Truly, it's not some unicorn. Anybody can do it. Anybody. I'm doing it right now. You are literally watching an unfolding of me doing what I love for the first time in my life. Everything that I've wanted, truly, I'm doing it now in a way that works because it's from within. Power from within versus force from without. Reference to David Hawkins, Power versus Force. All right, so we're anxious to improve our circumstances, but are unwilling to improve ourselves. We therefore remain bound. The man who does not shrink from self-crucifixion can never fail to accomplish the object upon which his heart is set. Ooh, what are you saying, James Allen? Ooh, the man who does not shrink from self-crucifixion can never fail to accomplish the object which his heart is set. All right. So he's saying, if we are willing, we don't run away from self-crucifixion, I think. The man who does not shrink from self-crucifixion can never fail to accomplish. Okay, so he's saying if we put ourselves on that cross, we crucify ourselves. I mean, that's a very extreme example, but if we're not afraid of pain, if we're not afraid of dying, truly crucifying our old selves, hanging it out to dry, we must die to live. That's the saying. I think it's in the Bible and many other teachings. If you want to live, you must give up your life. You must give everything up to get everything. You must die to live. You must die to your old self to live and to be born into this person you know you can be. So the man who does not shrink from self-crucifixion can never fail to accomplish the object upon which his heart is set. This is as true of earthly as of heavenly things. Even the man whose sole object is to acquire wealth must be prepared to make great personal sacrifices before he can accomplish his object. And how much more so he would realize. Let's read that again. Even the man whose sole object it is to acquire wealth must be prepared to make great personal sacrifices before he can accomplish his object. And how much more so he who would realize a strong and well-poised life. Here is a man who is wretchedly poor. I love this example. Okay, so here is a man who is wretchedly poor. He is extremely anxious that his surroundings and home comforts should be improved. Yet all the time he shrinks his work and considers he is justified in trying to deceive his employer on the ground of the insufficiency of his wages. This is entitlement. This is what entitlement is. Listen to this analogy. This is what entitlement is. A person who is wretchedly poor, he is extremely anxious that his surroundings and his home comforts, they should be improved. I should have better than this. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Of course, we all want better. We all deserve it. But he's saying this man is really anxious. His home, his surroundings, his comfort, his car, his bank account does not reflect, and he thinks that it should be. It should be better than this. But he's working less. He doesn't want to work. He considers that I'm righteous in taking from my employer, cutting here, cutting there, taking a little this, taking a little that. I deserve it. Bad attitude. And then also that he has absolute freedom to complain about the crappy wages he gets. Such a man does not understand the simplest rudiments of those principles which are the basis of true prosperity, and is not only totally unfitted to rise out of his wretchedness, but is actually attracting to himself a still deeper wretchedness by dwelling in and acting out indolent, deceptive, and unmanly thoughts. If you are in a position right now where you're not happy, but you want better, good, we all do, and you deserve it, you truly do, but you must change your attitude, your mindset, and from a perspective of entitlement. I'm owed this, somebody owes me this, I should have it already, to gratitude. The remedy to entitlement is gratitude. The remedy to pride is humility. I found myself being prideful, and an unconscious victim and an unconscious entitled person, which I would never think. When you think of entitlement, oh, they're entitled, she's entitled, like rich, rude brats or people that have a lot of opportunity, just really lucky people or whatever, privileged. Those are the people that have, they think that the world should be handed to them. Entitled. I come from immigrants. I'm a hard worker. I've worked since I was 16. I would never think that I was entitled. Oh, yes, I was. It's a mindset. I didn't understand. I thought somebody owed me something. Well, yeah, but that was because I didn't understand the power of gratitude. And I know gratitude is thrown around, but this is it. If you are truly, truly, truly grateful, you understand how lucky you are to have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food in the fridge, niceties, toilet paper, like things. Get ridiculous with your gratitude. Get ridiculous with your gratitude. You will get rid of that mentality of something is owed to me, that entitlement. So gratitude, focus on that truly. It's a lifestyle. It's not one exercise you do for 10 minutes in the morning. It's something you live with, you cultivate. It's a muscle you build, your muscle of gratitude all day long. And you might feel silly at first, but go for it. And pride is just like a puffed up chest. Look what I did. Do you know who I am? It's like, nobody cares. What are you doing now? How are you helping? How are you making this world a better place? Pride is past accomplishments. Pride is insecurity. Pride is, I have proof, look what I've done. No, be humble. Look what I have nothing. Humility. And I'm working towards something, right? It's coming empty. Humility, coming empty, not bringing what you've done from the past. That's prideful. Resting on your laurels. Putting your faith in all of your past, sitting on old accomplishments. No. Be humble. What's new? What's next? I'm so grateful. That goes into the whole never be satisfied. Never be satisfied. Always be grateful and thankful for everything, but never be satisfied, because dissatisfaction is a creative state. Dissatisfaction has gotten us every great new technological advancement. If we were satisfied with the quill and ink, we would have never got wonderful pens. And if we weren't satisfied, we wouldn't, like, look at this, these iPad pens. They're brilliant. What the hell? It doesn't even have ink. It just works on the iPad. Like, we're always upgrading. The cell phones, iPhones, the new 14 just came out. If we were satisfied with letters, snail mail, we wouldn't have created the telegram. Then we wouldn't have created the phone line, the landline, and then harnessing the frequencies to get cell phones and mobile phones and wireless phones and all of that. And then the new iteration will come. But that won't come by filling our minds with all of our past accomplishments. We have to empty it out so we can get it filled with something brand new, coming empty. Humility. All right. We will end there. So if you find yourself in a place where you want to change, gratitude, humility, be of service. I hope you enjoyed that. James Allen, continuing the reading. We'll continue on Monday. Thank you so much. Y'all, we got like 10 followers yesterday. YouTube. This is it. If you've ever wanted to start any type of YouTube channel or social media, I'm doing it right now. This is it. August, I had 117 followers. It is September 23rd, and I think I have like 281 followers. It grows day by day, but I'm consistent. I put a video out a day, and then I break it up and I put little shorts out, and I put those on Instagram, and I put those on TikTok. Your success is guaranteed. You just have to put in the work, just like James Allen said. If you're wretchedly poor or upset, or you're not doing what you want to do, you're seeing it with your eyes. You know how you see people with like millions of followers, hundreds of thousands. Wow, they're special. I'm going to be that because I'm not going to stop. I will be that. You are watching it right now. Is that ego? No, it's just I'm putting in the work. I love this. And I followed people who did too, and I loved it, and I still follow. I still get coached. I still get mentored by those people. Now I'm passing on the torch. What torch can you pass on? What torch can you pass on? What have you learned? Turn the lights on, put the camera on, and teach someone what your experience was, how you got out of something. For me, I've overcome high anxiety. I've learned the tools. I went back to graduate school. I got my master's in psychology. I'm going to be licensed a marriage and family therapist, a full-time therapist, getting the salary that I want. I overcame addiction. I used to use alcohol to cope with my anxiety. Now I'm sober, going on 4 years. Changed my life. I used to work in a job I didn't want. I got out of that. I invested in myself. This is all you got to do. You just got to be consistent. Discipline. Discipline equals freedom. Have a wonderful weekend. Pump your mind full of positive things, because all the negative out there, it's trying to weasel in your mind. It's just taking us down. It's not about goals. For me, it's not about goals anymore. It used to be. It used to be. But for me, it's not about goals. It's about peace. It's about mental, emotional, spiritual health, to be happy wherever I am. And I can confidently say 8 times out of 10 I am. And when I'm not, which I just went through like last week, like a funk, but I've been there before and I have the tools to get out, and whew, it just kind of lifted yesterday. And I'm so grateful for all the tools that I've learned. Understanding myself. That's the trick of life. Know thyself and you shall know the universe and all the gods. We have to know who we are. That literally eliminates our fear, our anxiety, and our worry, because we gain more faith. With knowledge, we have more faith. So apply that to yourself. As you know yourself more, get to know yourself, study yourself, develop yourself, the more confident you'll get. The fear will disappear. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you all on Monday.